We visited a local power plant to learn more about what is actually coming out of their smokestacks and how they communicate with you during a crisis situation. I'm Gage Golding, and I'll have that story coming up tonight.
News 9 is everywhere. This is News 9 Tonight.
Industrial plants line both sides of the Ohio River. When things go wrong, what do the industries do to inform the public?
News 9's Gage Golding takes a look at part 2 of our special assignment, Up in the Air.
It's a staple of one Ohio Valley community, the Cardinal Power Plant, generating enough electricity to power millions of homes far from its home in Brilliant. But what are the risks associated with living next to a massive power plant like this one? We went straight to the source inside the plant to ask the questions for you. When you drive down Route 7 in Ohio or Route 2 in West Virginia, you're bound to spot the massive Cardinal Power Plant. One of the signature signs of the plant are the massive smokestacks that are almost always billowing a thick, heavy white smoke. But what exactly is that white smoke?
That's actually water vapor from our scrubber process. We have a process that gets rid of SO2, so all that essentially is water vapor. Prior
to entering the stacks, the toxic gas enters a large device known as a scrubber, where harmful toxins are removed before the smoke enters the atmosphere. If SO2 or sulfur dioxide wasn't removed from the air, the EPA says there are both harmful health and environmental implications. Short-term exposure could cause breathing problems, while long-term exposure to high concentrations could lead to complex health problems down the road. But Bethany Shunn and her team at the Cardinal plant work around the clock to ensure that the toxic gas doesn't affect their neighbors.
We have to be good neighbors too, not only the people of Brilliant, but just in the surrounding area. I mean, that's part of our core values here at the plants.
We spoke with people that live in Brilliant to learn more about what they know about their neighbor, a power plant that generates 1,800 megawatts of power.
Do you know actually what's coming out of those smokestacks behind you?
Not really.
No.
Do you actually know what's coming out of these smokestacks right behind you?
No, I don't.
While many people we talked to didn't know what was actually coming from the smokestacks, many say they feel better knowing what actually comes from the plant's towers.
It does, because there's so much cancer causing things in this valley anyway. So it really eases my mind to know that that's just water.
But on the other hand, a former employee of the plant doesn't buy that the billowing smoke is as clean as the plant officials say it is.
I think there's probably more than that coming out of there.
You don't believe it?
No.
Another resident says they actually had black soot blanket their home, lawn, and belongings, and they think the power plant is to blame.
One morning I woke up and my whole yard, everything was covered with black soot. And I didn't know where it came from, and they said they weren't responsible, and they took me forever to clean it up.
So we asked plant officials, what if things don't go as planned, such as an event earlier this year where black smoke was seen billowing from the plant? How would the power plant that produces enough electricity to power 1 million homes handle the situation?
First and foremost, the safety of the individual or the community that's involved.
After ensuring safety at the plant, Shunn's team would then begin alerting local officials and local media to ultimately inform you of what's going on.
We have facility response plans in place, as well as crisis communication plans. So, we have those measures taken into account.
And safety, both internally and externally, is something the plant takes very seriously. So seriously that the plant recently reached 2 major safety milestones.
Our coal handling group, our coal yard, just got 9 years without an OSHA recordable injury, which is a great job. They deal with a lot of equipment out there, a lot of material. And our storeroom just also accomplished 10 years without an OSHA recordable injury.
And safety to those around the plant is just as important to officials inside the plant.
We have such strict environmental standards. We're held to a very high standard of that.
We spoke to many people that live here next to the power plant, and they say they had no idea what was actually coming out of those smokestacks. Several of them say that they are relieved to hear what plant officials had to say, while others, they still have their doubts. Reporting in Wells Township for News 9 Special Assignment, I'm Gage Golding.